Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with women's soccer coach Neil Cunningham, men's cross-country captain James Grasso, and football captain Doug Fraser. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington in the athletics. In front of a huge crowd at Wilson Field on Saturday night, the football team knocked off 23rd-ranked Center 34-16. Volleyball won 2 of its 3 home matches, topping ODAC foes Lynchburg and Randolph, while falling in a non-conference contest against Averett. Away from Lexington, field hockey edged Kane 2-1 in overtime on a neutral field in Salem. Women's soccer notched another ODAC win, defeating Randolph 9-0, while the men's team lost 2-1 at Guilford. Women's golf took part in its first event as a full varsity sport, placing 3rd at the Hollands Fall Invitational, and the men's team finished 3rd at Bridgewater's Tom Kinder Memorial Tournament. I'm joined now by women's soccer coach Neil Cunningham. Neil, welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Good to be here.
You also had a 3-0 win at Emory and Henry on Tuesday, a 10-0 win at Holland. So you've opened up ODAC play with 3 comfortable victories. The next 4 games of the conference schedule, at least on paper, are your 4 toughest opponents: Virginia Wesleyan, Bridgewater, Roanoke, and Lynchburg over the next couple of weeks. What will your team need to do to adjust to that level of competition?
It's going to be interesting. We thank the league for that scheduling. But it's hard to prepare for those games, especially with new players, because as much as you tell them that the level will go up over the next 3 or 4 games, until you actually put them out there and they see for themselves, that's the true test. I think we've got enough returning players that will have been there before and they know what they're getting into, so I think they will do a great job, but we're going to have to play a lot better than we are. We're obviously going to spend a lot more time defending than we have been the last 2 or 3 games, so that will be an interesting test for us, but I think we're up to it.
You mentioned the defense, and that had to be rebuilt after you lost 2 All-Americans and 2 other starters to graduation. How much progress has Washington Lee made in the back third?
I've been really impressed with how much progress we have made, because we took a big hit there through graduation. But Alexis Blight and Taylor DeVoe are forming a great understanding as 2 center backs. Neither played there last year. We got a first year playing at right back, Erin Harvey, who was playing awesome. And then we have a senior captain, Alex Todd, who's switched over to the left side. So all in all, I'm pretty pleased with it. I think we're ahead of where I thought we were going to be at this point.
2011 was, of course, a World Cup year, and then the U.S. women's team won the gold medal at the Olympics in London in August. Do you see a bump for women's soccer when they're in the spotlight because of big events like that?
I think it was great. The Olympics was a wonderful thing for many sports. I think soccer was just part of it. I don't see any bump in the areas that the sport needs a bump. I think youth will grow, as it always does after events like this. But the sad part is, as great as it was to win that gold medal, those players have nowhere to play. So, unless they're going back to play for their colleges, unless they go to Europe, there is no league here in the U.S. So that's the sad part of that, is you win the gold medal and you hope to gain some momentum, but there is nowhere to go and play, which is sad for those players and sad for young players who don't get to see them play.
Getting back to the Generals, what does Washington and the Lee need to do to get into its best form over the next month as you look ahead to the ODAC tournament?
I think we need to get healthy, first and foremost. So I'm a little banged up right now, but get healthy and keep practicing hard, which we're doing a great job of. And I just think we need to play stiffer competition right now. And I think it's good timing. We're right about a third of the way through, and we need these next 3 or 4 games to see how good we are and really what we truly need to work on as a unit. But I think we're doing a good job. I think defensively we'll see where we are the next 3 or 4 games, and we just need to play a little quicker in possession. But we don't have a problem scoring goals, and we have the goals shared out amongst a lot of players, which is, I think, going to be crucial down the stretch. We just need to see how good we are defensively.
Neil, thanks for being here. Good luck against Virginia Wesleyan on Saturday.
Thanks. Pleasure to be here.
With me now is James Grasso, senior cross-country captain from Old Greenwich, Connecticut. James, welcome to the show.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
WNL finished 3rd at the ODAC Fall Preview Meet and also at the Washington and Lee Invitational. How pleased have you been with the team's start to the season?
I would say we were very impressed with the 3rd place finish at the ODAC Preview. We were given a preseason ranking that we really weren't too happy about. We had about 6 or 7 teams that were ranked ahead of us, and we knew that we were a stronger team than that. So to come out and get third and beat a lot of these teams that were ranked well ahead of us, even without one of our top runners, Tyler Gears, was just a huge success, and we're really happy about that. The home meet was sort of a disappointment. Our top 4 runners were not in contention either with injury, illness, or just a poor showing at the meet. So I would say we were definitely more happy with the preview than we were with the invitational, and we're excited about the season.
You were the General's highest scoring runner at the WNL Invitational, and you told me it was your best meet ever for Washington and Lee. All of the other top finishers were underclassmen. What does that say to you about the young talent on this year's team?
We got about 11 guys on the team this year, and we only have 3 upperclassmen. Me and my 2 fellow captains, Kane Thomas and Tyler Gears, and the rest are sophomores and freshmen. So it's definitely a good thing to know that the team can be very strong in the next coming years, to see that we have 2 very strong freshmen, Jake Mack and Blake Liebling, who are scoring points for the team already, which is very impressive. And it bodes well for the rest of the season as well.
What's been your favorite experience as a Washington and Lee cross-country runner?
Favorite experience? I would probably say last year at regionals, the race was held in San Antonio. So we flew out Thursday morning, and we got to eat Tex-Mex for 3 days, which was pretty fun. We walked around on the Riverwalk, relaxed as a team. We got to see the Alamo. It was definitely a very fun time. We didn't have our strongest race as a team, but it was a very enjoyable weekend.
The Generals will race in Harrisonburg this week, and you go to Salisbury at the end of the month. What are your expectations for the next 2 meets?
This Friday, we're actually going to be racing on the ODAC course. So the goal there is to just get a good feel for the terrain, figure out where the hills are, where the flats are, just kind of use it as a learning experience more than anything. And then when we race at Salisbury, it's going to be the first flat course that we run at. So we're all going to look to set huge PRs. Times can be very fast, flat, turf is good. We're definitely excited to run.
With me now is Doug Fraser, senior football captain from Richmond. Doug, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Needless to say, that was a big win for Washington and Lee on Saturday night. You had a great crowd under the lights as you knocked off number 23 center. What was that experience like for you and the team?
It was great, Jeremy. It was one of the better wins that I've been a part of, I think, in sports. Throughout my entire life, it was just a great win all around. Really a team win, and was the first big win for Coach Abel being the new coach, and then Coach O'Brien recently had a son, so it was his first win as a father, which was cool all around. So it worked out to be a really good Saturday night.
Center was averaging over 40 points per game coming in. The Colonels had 434 yards of total offense, but you held them out of the end zone for more than 2 quarters in that game. Just talk about the defensive performance against center.
Me being a defensive player, I think that we were coached up really well. We were really prepared for what they were going to run, and they ran pretty much what we thought they would. I think that knowing that they were a powerful team, that they were going to drive the field on us, and they were going to rack up a pretty fair amount of yards, which they did, but we just really made plays when we needed to. A lot of big 4th down stops. And really just kept them out of the end zone. They missed 1 field goal early in the game, but really just kept them out of the end zone, kept them from scoring, and our offense did what they do, so it was good.
In theory, this should be a big year of change for Washington Lee football. You have a new head coach, a new defensive coordinator, but you guys are very familiar with Coach Abel and Coach O'Brien. How has the transition gone?
The transition's been great, actually. It's been a blessing for me and the rest of the seniors to have just a young defensive coordinator for us. It's been great. Obviously, we were upset that Coach Murillo left, but I think that the fact that everything is in-house with Coach Abel and Coach O'Brien already being coaches here and us being comfortable with them really made it comfortable for us, as seniors trying to lead the team and transitioning. So it's been great. It's been a really great transition. We had a new defensive line coach who's really made a big difference as was seen on Saturday night. So it's been good.
You've got the open date this weekend, and then it's 7 straight ODAC games, starting with Guilford on September 29th. What are you expecting from conference play?
We expect to be very successful, first of all, in the conference. With that said, every week is going to be a game. Every week is going to be a tough game. The ODAC has really gotten to be a very strong conference, and so every Saturday we line up, or Friday night, it's going to be a game. But we expect to get everyone healthy this bye week. So heading into ODACs, we're pretty much at full force, and I think we're looking forward to some big success this year in the ODAC.
Doug, thanks for being here. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. On Friday afternoon, field hockey opens up ODAC play at Randolph-Macon, while men's cross country travels to Harrisonburg for the Doc Jobson Invitational. Volleyball has a pair of home matches on Saturday. The Generals battle conference rival Virginia Wesleyan at noon, followed by a late afternoon non-conference tilt against Mary Baldwin. Also on Saturday, women's soccer meets Virginia Wesleyan at Watt Field, and the men's team visits Hampton-Sydney. Women's tennis will compete at the ITA Southeast Regional Championship at Mary Washington this weekend, and women's golf will take part in Radford's Highlander Invitational on Sunday. For WNL Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.